Hello, hello. Good morning. Welcome to another year's futures trading stream. I'm testing a chart here. I decided to test something here. Okay, but what time is it? It's night time. We have some time to talk about what happened yesterday. I hope you have something out of that. It was a, there was an opportunity that just came out of nowhere yesterday. Um, I was checking. Actually, I was building this study yesterday when I saw this, but it can be seen better in if I use bar charts rather than profile. What happened? Okay, as this market, okay, this is it. As this market keeps going lower, I guess it's too big. I'm still thinking. I apologize for the mess here. It's kind of messy right now. I need to find a place for each of these ones. All right. Before that, let me save this. Save chat book. Okay. All right. As this market was going lower, and it was, man, it was so hard to watch when this market uh, started to chew. Here, right? It started to break. It started to build something here, right? Coming back to these lows that kind of did that the market did around noon. Watching this breakout, I mean, there was nothing here. I got a couple of trades. I think it was early in the morning. If I don't remember exactly what time now, but after that, boy, I just decided to call the day. But when I was closing, closing the day, what I noticed is this. Wait a minute. What? Look at this. Right? That's what I thought to myself. Just look at this here. A perfect trend line to the downside. You know, for to begin with, this is a short covering formation. Right? It was coming from something really weird from the previous day, right? And that had this high here. This is an unfinished action to the downside. But when this market was doing this, before I noticed this formation in the upper side, I was thinking, boy, this looks like there's potential for a two-way trade here. All right, that's what I thought. If the market comes down here, the potential destination or the next movement, there are good odds that's going to be the opposite side. Now, but how good the odds were after the market has changed, right? There's no more upside here, potential downside actually, right? And the market was going to the downside. It was kind of like second guessing myself here. We're still with a conviction of doing nothing here, but we have this thing, and as the market started to do this thing here, watching this breakout first of these multiple lows here, the lows that we have here, for example, there was an unfinished action. I hope you remember that there was an unfinished action here in ABCD this period here, right? The next one, H, just add more weakness to that. I thought maybe this is it, right? That was it. Volume dries, tempo was really bad. But what happened? The market just continued going lower. And watching this was absolutely painful to watch, right? Just watching paint dry. And at the closing of the stream yesterday, one of the things that I remember we talked or I said was, these long are the days in which one single company, Apple, I mentioned specifically Apple, was capable of keeping the market higher or holding the market or making a stand, right? And holding the market all by itself. That's what I thought. And because at the close we had we have Apple, and now we also have Amazon. And the beginning of the week was wild, tremendous upside followed by tremendous downside. And if you were watching, you were monitoring the market, probably you would have seen this really wild swings the market has had. Just like we had now in this overnight, right? When in when the market break out the highs, the overnight highs, this one here, and then just immediately after that, after the period ended, we have the whole range of this period is retraced. The whole range of retracement. It closed. I actually closed has an outside, but this is still the overnight. What I'm watching here, I'm going to close this. Yeah, and that was an opportunity really. When the market closed here, dries here, prints tremendous amount of volume, I was just watching where this volume is. When we had this, we have I don't know which one. We have something afterwards, but the market just started to go higher. Right away, you could see that. It was coincidence that I was building this study at the time. I noticed there was tremendous pressure to the downside. There was tremendous pressure to the downside, but there were buyers here. The bid and ask in the shorter time frame. I don't use bid and ask to begin with, but yesterday I was doing that, and I noticed that there was selling. Yeah, there was buying, but there was bigger time frame or bigger traders selling into the buying. Selling, that's what's called, I believe it's called selling into a strength. And was a really nice thing after the fact, right? And when you got this upside in the overnight, right? This upside, you immediately have to recall what you were thinking or planning during the day. You have Apple, you have Amazon, the FMC is out, all the other big techs are out. I remember what happened here. Remember the potential of the sequential trade and the tremendous amount of short here. And the market not being able to close the gap here. Right? This market did not close the gap. Nasdaq did, but the ES did not. Right? And look at where all it started from. Exactly, very, very, very mechanical reference. Now, coming into the opening today, I still think this is a ranging market. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 days range now. We have 4-day range now. Just think about the shorts here. There can be an attempt to close this gap. I don't know. I have just, I am as clueless as you are. I have no freaking idea what's going to happen right? We got, what the heck is Settle doing here? This is not Settle, this is last. This is last. We got a very prominent overnight POC. We have a distribution here during the overnight, right? To have a distribution. This could be important today, at least in a very short time frame. All of these shorts here are underwater now. That's one thing. The whole day, right? The whole day was to the downside. Saddle, previously saddle was up here, so all of this is to the downside. So inventory here is short in a market that is trending higher. We have a weekly, monthly time frames still line up to the downside. It doesn't change the fact that there is a weakness, but market has to deal with all business first, right? Has to do what it's doing first before doing whatever they have to do or want to do. This is not. I was using this reference as a lower range. Now we don't have a 3-day one. Now we have a 4-day range, with the potential targeting this upside here. Now the market is going to open inside. It's going to open inside previous day range, which advertised chop and rotation. The closer to the center down here, the bigger the odds of rotation. Look at what's happening to Nasdaq. Now, yesterday's high was exactly half back. Okay. In the lower side, Nasdaq, and this was I think I had a short yesterday, I believe, yeah, because the potential destination of this movement, in the same way as now we have this weakness we have here in the upside, here in yesterday's, the firecracker. This is a firecracker potential, firecracker effect that we have here, right? The same thing that we have here in the upper side is what Nasdaq had in the lower side. Low exactly at previous day POC. Yesterday we have previous day halfback. Four white lows here. What traders call support, right? The market has bought 4 times. The market bounced 4 times from that level. That's a strong support. No, it's not. Again, this is just my humble opinion, right? So this area was within the odds that being revisited or being corrected. And down below we have another big gap here and big gap immediately below that. I think part of this has been corrected here. And there are some odds for me that this low has not been fully repaired. This low today's in Nasdaq, this yesterday's is adding weakness to this. So this is potential. If the market comes back here, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but when it happens, it may, if it happens, attack the gap. The gap is a significant gap here. And the upper side, the same weakness that this market has in the upper side, it is the same weakness that it has in the upper side here. Cedar is way down here. All right, all of this inventory now is underwater. This is look at what's happening here. Short covering, it is having some upside extension. Let's see if that can continue. All right, and this market can make a new high just based in short covering. Short inventory being trapped here, being forced to liquidate. Just based on that. It doesn't mean that there's buying, but there are shorts. There can be shorts trapped here that can still be squeezed. Let me do that. This high here, if market opens up here, is checking that. Nasdaq is opening with a gap. Let me check the other indices. How are they? And Russell, good also is going to open at the lower end of the range. Potential for firecracker effect, huge potential for firecracker effect there. The Dow also post to opening inside previous range. The ES, I think the ES looks like the one who has better also some upside, and basically aiming to take care of this, or using the firecracker effect potential that has been built here. Now, when we have this kind of trades or opportunities, if we see it, right? I didn't take advantage of this whole thing. I wouldn't have believed that the market could go this higher. Really, because the tone of the market, the tone of the week is, really nice or big swings, right? The market just rush in one direction, and it is immediately followed by another rush in the opposite direction. That is that is the tone of the market for this week. There's a lot of buys. Look at what the last is. Look what this market is doing, right? It's buying for last. Like it's overnight at least. Nice volume, 300K here. It's not good, but it's higher than the previous days, right? It's in the upper side relative to the week, let's say. Let me put settle, but settle you have it down here in Nasdaq. Something that can be important for Nasdaq, might be last 26,149. 26,149. It's up here, right here. This is last for Nasdaq. Okay, it's very obvious. Settle 25,882. Down here. You have settle down here. What? Settle. Bonds. The bond market is. It was. So, bond markets are inside days. There's some sort of rally that is trying to start in crude oil, but let's see if that can hold. There is a narrow range in the ES. This is 5-day, 4-day. Market's opening at the center. Just notice that, right? This is the high, low, the range, and market's right at the center. Just be careful here. Be very careful here, because we have. This is end of the week. My plan, and this is from yesterday, is not to do anything today. From thinking, well, this month can close relative to the low to where it can close relative to the high is a significant change, right? We never know what the market is going to do, man. You got to deal with that. You got to accept that. There's some news that are scheduled to come. I don't know if this is going to come, right? Because we have PMI at 945, but I don't know if that number is going to come out. All right, markets is open. Markets are open now. Right at 6900 mark. Market is opening inside previous day range. This is an advertising for chop. And rotation. I wonder what can happen with all this trap inventory. This is a tremendous fight here. This is a tremendous fight here. Let me call this thing up here so we can see it better. This is the 30 minutes chart, right? You know, there's trapped inventory here, trapped short inventory here. I mean, the market is right here, let's say here. The potential firecracker effect here is huge. We have this one here in the lower side, and we have this in the upper side. But remember, there's a change of tone. There's a change of tone in the short time, on the short-term trend, right? Market. I want to close this. All right, I want to close. There's weakness here in the upper side. Here. I don't trust this high here. But notice that we have no excess high, but the market is now has a trend. As long as this high stands, right, and as long as this one stands, now we have a daily or in a daily time frame trending, or may start a trend to the downside. I wonder what can happen. Right now, for example, this is the overnight has long inventory. 100, all this long, notice where seller is, right? From yesterday, the inventory is, the shorts are trapped here. No, but those are different time frames. We have yesterday's session, and we have the overnight. Okay, what the market is going to do, I have no idea, man. That's the thing. I have no idea. Move. Here, there's some sort of support up here, resistance down here. All this area has been packed with blocks. There's a lot of trading that is going on here in this range. Really high volume trades here. Be careful. Save chart book, file. Save as, where are you? Okay, come on. Save as, big blocks and studies, folder, Sierra. Okay, name it, save it, minimize. All right. Okay. Oh, I say I was going to close this, right? We know what's happening here. I don't know why I had this ellipses here. This one is corrected. This was an unfinished action. Right where it is, right where the market is at now, that's support. You don't see, most people don't see that, or don't have an idea what is behind here, you know. Because what do you have here? You don't have nothing here. You don't have anything here. But how come I call this area this low support? And that actually can be a long here. But they say inside plays the range. Let's take a micro here. No, but this is inside value now. No. I am breaking my plank here. Look at the volume the Nasdaq is having. Boy, this is interesting here. Oh, look at look at the S as well. Okay, it has high volume so far. We are just 5 minutes, right? But there is no there is something going on here. Okay, you don't see these formations, that whites that are coming, right? A bunch of whites here. Why this market is printing grays here? Nasdaq open with a gap. The gap has been closed. They're buying from, everybody knows where last is. And I think Nasdaq also has this little thing here. This is the closing of the overnight distributions here. Right, the POC yesterday, overnight POC is right there. I don't know, man. Maybe we may have a day like these days here. 2-day range with the market settling right where the open, right where the previous day sell was. What about volume? Let's check that. Let's pay more attention to volume today, because yep, we have higher volume. Well, that's interesting. It jumped from 100, 120 to 160 today. End of the week, end of the month. And look at that. There's buying here. Woohoo. There's buying here. No blocks coming. My bad. Forget about that. This is the overnight. I'm checking the overnight here. Forget about that. I didn't say anything. very quiet opening, man. Very quiet open. Notice how the market is sailing right from the opening. No attempt to continue the overnight auction. It seems like the closing of the overnight distributions is going to be, can be some sort of reference as we speak. Let me call, notice where hardback is as well. The overnight has the same range. Okay, so this, pay attention to this one, which is the same as the overnight, and right there we also have a closing of these distributions in the overnight. This could be a potential reference for this market now in the lower side. I don't have anything. Have not planned anything. This is part of the setups, right? Nasdaq, I think Nasdaq is better here. If you got, do you remember one of the setups? On the setups, quote unquote setups, right? Maybe watch that. Notice that this market opens with a gap, right? A tiny gap. Tiny gap. The gap is closed. Closing this, put the market back inside previous range, which in turn targets the lower side. Have in mind that there are shorts trapped here. Right? This part of the firecracker effect potential the market, this market had yesterday has been dealt with. This can be the culmination of this sequential trade, right? In which the actual objective is the opposite side of the first leg of the movement, the first part. You don't trade the first part, but the second. There's weakness in the upper side here. All right. This has better also of a short. This is a market I would trade short, right? But I'm not trading this today. I am watching the EES here. Right. Let's see if this level here is taken. Okay. There's tremendous inventory here. And all these ones are long. Now something that can happen here. You know what happened? Do you remember what happened to the shorts? We have shorts trapped when the market opens up here. We have longs here. We have longs here that are being dealt with. What do you think? I say, what's the next thing for these shorts? Oh, when they see the market coming back to where they enter the market as short, I can say, my God, thank you, God, right? Thank you, and they may just get out as fast as they got, you know, they can counter that. And when that happened, you know, this is the first part, this is one, this is two. Market is dealing with this one now. It may deal after it has dealt with the weakest one when it made this upside movement here. But now, you know, the market is dealing with this and with the remnants of the shorts from yesterday. That is something that can be going on here right now. Remember my first thought, I want to be long, right? And I said no. I guess I got lucky here. not why you want to get long. Once you start to read the market, just and the market has reached this reference here. It is also held back. The same thing that we have here in the upper side, now we have in the lower side. Very quiet. Value area has not been, there was not penetration of the value area here. Selling is coming back here. I'm checking our block charts here. Look at these blocks here. First block here. Some pressure now. I mean, there's the bigger side is selling here. The high coming from overnight POC, yesterday's POC, the 6900. That's not a good high either. Now, as the market gets back inside this, closes the distribution, the next target, the potential destination is now this low here. It is easy to talk, right? Notice the huge spike all day long yesterday. This market was turning back and forth, kind of like a neutral, right? And then you have huge spike at the close. Very quiet market. Very quiet market. Just think about this. After the rally that you have seen at the close or after the close, right? What do you think most traders will be doing here now? All right, guys. I'm feeling I'm feeling really tired. I'm feeling really tired today. I I'm not sleeping well. Last night I slept only 4 hours. And part of the plan is I have these triggers, right, in the plan. And my plan is when you start, if you got something there, and 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 I have, or you have to write actually your plan, right? And you check, I start to do a checklist or something really important. Um, it can be one thing, basically it's one thing, right? And in my case, is tiredness. If there is, if I feel tired, if I feel tired, the next thing I will do is I will start to rethink or recheck every single step of the plan. I will start to try to get to be very alert with whatever thing I may be trying to do. Right? Very alert. That is like a wake up call. You know, especially you know if I got a plan, which is for me at least coming into this day was today I'm not going to do anything. As plain as simple. Another way, I know some of the tricks. I don't know if you call it a trick, but how I gauge my focus or alert is I I play chess, right? I play 3 minutes chess, 2 minutes chess. Maybe one game. I don't play. I don't want to play more than that because I spend you spend mental capital there, right? And if I see myself, I don't care about if I win or lose. But if I see myself, I find myself making silly mistakes, right? Really silly mistakes. While playing that game, that means for me that I'm not focused, right? That my ability to remain focused or to gain focus, you know, dyslexia right there, focus. Yeah, my ability to gain focus has been seriously compromised. It is seriously compromised. Add that to the tiredness, for example, right? It's just I can't, man. I am a danger. I am right now. I am a danger to myself. Many times in the past years, right, I have checked for example, my performance of the day. Um, Sometimes I hear my own stream. I said, what the heck? I found myself. Look at this Nasdaq, man. There's nothing here. Some big volume count down here. And this movement that is having Nasdaq is having has nothing. Really, it has nothing on it. Really has nothing. It's very dangerous. Okay, what I was saying? Well, I forgot what I was saying. But these kind of things just catch my attention, right? Now the pressure. Now the things that I got for today, based on what I watched yesterday, if there is something to the upside, as we had here, right? Well, the next thing I want to see is I want to see buying coming to the market. I want to see buying coming to the market, and that will be additional supply coming to the market. Right? This market going higher, not based just in the short covering that we had yesterday, but new money buying. I can see, for example, you can what are the odds now that this market has a downside in the daily time frame, right? I still am observing. The first thing I'm notice, the pressure in the bigger side is to the downside, as you can see here. Pressure to the downside. This distribution have been closed. Nasdaq can also be targeting this one, in the same fashion as the ES. It is an inside day for the ES. Nasdaq is not. Nasdaq has looked above yesterday, and now it's coming back inside day, which targets this low here. Hey, Nala Chic, 924. Ooh, 924. Who are you, Nala Chic? I'm sorry, man, I didn't see your chat there. I have just noticed your chat. Nala Chic, that seems like West, East European, East Europe name, but you speak Spanish. Hablas español, ¿dónde estás? No me digas que eres el amigo colombiano. If I have anything in Nasdaq, for example, no, there's absolutely nothing here, man. Really, nothing here. Can you see? But who cares, man? Who gives a damn about that? Notice the volume. Oh, of course, yesterday was really impressive, quite different. I maybe refer even to the previous to Wednesday volume instead of yesterday, because the volume yesterday was impressive, really impressive. The odds that we have this kind of volume, the same kind of volume today, are not high, are low. Right? Because was quite different day, quite a different day. This still can be, the market can still be dealing with the FOMC from yesterday. Let's write you. Sup, Nalashik. Oh, él es Javier, gosh, man. Él es de Colombia o de Chile? Javier. No tengo, am, no tengo el horario que tengo ahí el horario que tengo ahí oh, ya, hace sí, hace buen tiempo. Yo creo que eso fue unos 2, 3 años atrás, me parece. El, el stream que tengo ahí, el schedule que tengo ahí en Twitch o YouTube también, no lo sigo en realidad porque depende mucho de las condiciones del mercado. Cuando hay cuando se veo que puede haber algún tipo de oportunidad, ah, no tengo el stream en realidad porque te quita focus, me quita un foco de enfoque. A veces lo puedo tener prendido, pero no voy a estar, usualmente no estoy hablando, ¿no? Si no estoy mirando qué puede pasar si hay algo aquí. Hoy día me parece que es un día de rebalance en el IES. Quizás el que pueda tener una oportunidad es ahí es Nasdaq. Ah, ¿qué está pasando aquí? ¿Qué está pasando? ¿Qué está pasando con estos stocks de Nasdaq? Look at Apple. Mira cómo está Apple hoy. Apple en realidad puede llegar hasta aquí hoy día. Y tenemos Netflix. ¿Dónde está Amazon? Amazon way up there. Netflix se recuperó bastante. No creo en realidad. No creo que antes Apple, un movimiento en Apple significaba que a veces el Nasdaq o todo el mercado moviéndose en esa dirección. Dudo mucho ahora en realidad que eso pase. De repente Nvidia es el que puede hacer eso ahora. Un montón de rotación aquí. Bastante rotación aquí. Lo que no favorece el movimiento hacia arriba es la presión hacia abajo que está teniendo este. O sea, ¿qué quiero decir con eso? Pareciera que it looks like bigger money here selling. Let's say I'm testing this. I'm still testing this part here. I was working. I was building this indicator yesterday. It took me like 2 weeks to build this one using ChatGPT, but only one day to do this with DeepSeek. DeepSeek for coding DeepSeek is way, way better. What the heck happened here? Why have alright, alright, alright. Parece que Nasdaq está. It looks like Nasdaq is going to close that distribution from the overnight as well. Hey Javier, ¿qué cosa haces? ¿A qué te dedicas? No sé si me acuerdo bien si eres tú. Conocí a alguien que trabajaba manejando en un fondo. No sé si ese es esto. Okay, there is something here in Nasdaq. Marketing. Oh, ok, ok, ok. Oh, ok. Entonces estaba equivocado. Hay algo aquí en Nasdaq. Esto puede ser importante aquí. This can be important here. Line width 3, let's call it. Vamos a dash. Lo que pasa aquí. There can be something here out of this. And this is just market dynamics here. All of these shorts here that were short in the market from this area here, right? Now the market has come to that level. ¿Qué cosa crees que puede pasar si estos shorts que están atrapados ahorita ven que el mercado viene acá de, uy, dice solamente un poquitito más y recupero mi dinero, o no pierdo nada, o pierdo la mitad, o pierdo lo que sea? Y esas sumas de tan pronto como ellos ven eso, pueden cerrar, tomar sus pérdidas, or wait until it comes down here. Those who wait, when they see the market going back up, they start to cover. They will start to cover, and this market can start a new leg to the upside. It can change everything here. Pero no nos adelantemos aquí. Todavía es un día hacia abajo. No sé qué diablos pasa aquí con este chart. I have gray here. Why? Creo que porque tengo muchas abiertas aquí. Este movimiento de Nasdaq no tiene absolutamente nada. Ahora, look at the years here. Fue un inusual. Había bastante volumen aquí en su momento. Ahora está abajo. Y cuando se recupera o trata de recuperarse, solamente empieza a morir. It just dies here. Y aquí es donde puede uno realmente eh, tirar los planes a la basura aquí, y eso no es bueno. You know, I am very tired, man. I'm super tired now. Estoy muy cansado. Voy a dejar esto. Voy a dejar esto ahorita, en un rato más. Oh, ya me acordé de ti, Javier. Creo que me parece que alguna vez me propusiste hacer como un grupo, una cosa así, de desarrollo, un grupo de trading, o algo así. Sí, 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 creo que sí. Yo me acuerdo. Este pequeño movimiento que hay aquí es parece muy engañoso, porque lo que está pasando aquí es que hay compras, pero lo que pero compras en compras grandes, ¿ya? Pero el mercado se está yendo hacia abajo. Hay una disonancia ahí, ¿no? Unos participantes, los más grandes comprando y los más pequeños vendiendo. Sí, man, casi no, casi no, casi no hay personas, no hay, y sí me he dado cuenta que no hay gente haciendo, que pone profiles, ¿no? La gran mayoría usa candlesticks, velas. Es una forma diferente de... Bueno, en realidad el Market Profile solamente es una herramienta, ¿no? Es una herramienta que organiza datos, básicamente, ¿no? Y tengo... um, en ese tiempo me acuerdo que era para tratar de mantenerme enfocado en, en el mercado, porque me distraía muy fácil. Me distraía muy fácil y podía estar mirando esto y en un momento ya estaba, en otro momento estaba viendo YouTube o estaba viendo, o leyendo otras cosas o viendo Netflix y o sea, es totalmente fuera de foco, ¿no? Encontraba muchas cosas interesantes que hacer. Ahora he cambiado, por decir, ahora cambié. Ahora solamente tengo tres pantallas, pero una de ellas es más grande. Es 40 pulgadas, algo así, como 40 pulgadas es una que la tengo al frente, que es que es donde están todas lo que sigo básicamente, ¿no? Hay algunos que no se ven en el stream, que son esta, me parece que este volumen sí, este sí se ve, ¿no? Este sí se ve. Y esta de acá son histogramas, pero del diario. ¿No? Lo voy a hacer, ¿no? Aquí lo que tengo, lo que puedo ver, por decir, esto corresponde a un día completo con su volumen. No me interesa mucho el volumen porque más o menos si sigues el mercado constantemente vas a ver cuál. Este es un volumen altísimo, ¿no? Por decir, tenía 30.000, 40.000, por decir, que todavía está aquí, ¿no? Y esto que es un delta, que muy raro, en ocasiones raras lo miro. Puede ser ahora, por decir, ¿dónde estamos ahorita? Cuando esto lo utilizo para... Estos son volúmenes grandes de ventas, son 500 contratos así, pum, que alguien compró o vendió, ¿no? Que compró o vendió, no sé. Y para eso está esto de aquí de abajo. Más o menos me dice que son buenas probabilidades de que sea una compra, por decir, ¿no? Es una compra. Entonces, ¿qué tienes ahí, por decir, ¿no? Si tienes un contrato grande acá, que es una venta, después tienes básicamente la misma cantidad acá una compra. Entonces, ¿qué puede ser, no? Si eso coincide con un delta bien grande, si este nivel coincide, o sea, lo que busco es que si un nivel grande de volumen de 10.000 coincide con este y después agregar este, entonces lo que pueda pasar de eso tiene buenas probabilidades de ser exitoso. Todo eso está en esta pantalla. Acá tengo Nasdaq, que si te das cuenta lo tengo bastante pequeño porque no lo miro, es muy volátil. Estos son los profiles de Nasdaq. Aquí están los histogramas del Nasdaq. Este es el delta del Nasdaq. Este es IS. Todos los demás son IS. IS aquí. IS aquí. Profiles, expanded. Y ya no uso Window Trader. Estaba bastante caro y descubrí que cierra. Cuesta una fracción, en realidad. Cuesta una fracción de Windows, pero tiene mucho más. Es muy ¿cómo se dice? Personalizable. Es más personalizable. lo compararía como al Android versus Apple, ¿right? Los phones versus el iPhone. Ah, es muy lindo el iPhone, el Windows Trader, ¿ok? Es muy fácil de aprender. Y yo creo que si no hubiera tenido Windows Trader, no hubiera podido construir esto, porque todo esto que está aquí no está en, en, en Sierra. Lo tienes que armar tú. Me tomó, o sea, tuve, ¿cuántos? Como 4 o 5 años usando Windows Trader. Me costaba como casi como $300 al mes. Pero por eso es que tengo acá value, por eso tengo estos colores aquí, aquí, aquí. Tengo esto, tengo esto. Si no hubiera estado ahí, no lo hubiera usado todo ese tiempo, no hubiera podido hacer esto. Y navegar dentro de los settings de Sierra, pucha, me tomó como yo creo como unas 200 horas ahí. Así, viendo esto para qué es, este otro para qué es, y así, ¿no? Con el tiempo, uno va aprendiendo. Este estudio de aquí, que no lo tiene ningún chart. Sí, la curva de aprendizaje de Sierra es grandísima, man, es bien dura. Oh, mira esto. Esto está cayendo aquí. Ok, todavía está dentro. Y usé ChatGPT para hacer esto, que es volumen de 10 en una forma muy similar al NYSE, al New York Stock Exchange, para comparar básicamente el día de hoy, por decir, con el día de ayer y así sucesivamente, ¿no? Me tomó 2 semanas hacer esto con ChatGPT. Yo no soy programador, no sé un carajo de coding, de programación, pero qué bueno que estos programas están aquí y con eso hice esto. Me tomó como te digo, como 2 semanas, porque este ChatGPT lo tienes que pagar y dije, no voy a pagar esto. Y te da acceso a cierta cantidad de preguntas para ir programando y después tienes que esperar 5 horas, ¿no? Entonces así lo hice. Pero DeepSeek, que es otro AI, es muy bueno para programar. Y con eso hice esto ayer, en un día, ¿no? En un par de horas básicamente hice esto, ¿no? Y lo que estoy tratando de hacer es enlazar esta carta, este chart con esto, ya para poder sacar uno. Wow, eso no luce bien. para tener, para tener para tener algún tipo. Lo que quiero es una alerta, ¿no? De esas tres cosas, de esas tres cosas en un solo sitio. Por eso terminé un poco cansado ayer también. Oh, look at this. Sí, no se veía nada. Eh, Eso está en esa pantalla. C++, usa Sierra. Ujú. Ok, aquí hay algo que está pasando aquí. Volume. Volumen está viniendo aquí. Aquí se puede ver. Okay. Man, there's more volume coming here to the downside. Huh. I mean to the upside, actually. Huh. All right. There is something very interesting that is going on here, man. I want to see if this thing has acceptance here inside. This actually can be to the upside here, but let's see. Ahora tenemos value. Área de valor está, the value area is under. Okay, never mind. Never mind, because what we have here is these are markets that are out of sync here, I think. Let me check. Let me double check before I. Okay, we have Nasdaq inside, ES inside. Russell, we target also. Oh, look at this potential firecracker effect. This is the one I was talking about early in the morning. The Dow is inside. Wondering if this will have downside continuation. If this has downside continuation, that actually will throw a wrench into these indices. But right now at this level here, what we see here is accumulation here. Look at these volumes here. It dries here. But I wouldn't be that sure about this guy here. Sometimes it tries to go, it tries to go higher, but the auction just ends, just dries here, and now volume comes down here. This volume here is the question. What is this? Okay. Remember the first thing we were talking about the short strap from yesterday. And then we have the overnight inventory that's long, and now what? Right now what? And it's Friday as well. It's Friday, it's end of the week, end of the month. A lot of things can happen here, right? The thing is, the opportunities, we never know when we are going to have opportunities. Okay, look at that. Look at what happened to Nasdaq. Nasdaq has changed already. We have rotation in Nasdaq. Look at that. You have rotation. Oh, y el otro, básicamente las pantallas que tengo se distribuyen así. Ok. Déjame tomar eso otra vez. Déjame rehacer eso. Ok, le voy a hacer esto de nuevo. Y... ok. Acá tengo un espacio que podría poner algo aquí. Podría poner algo aquí. Esta es la de 40 pulgadas. Este es de 2 de 24 aquí al costado. Así como están aquí. Volumen. Nice. Nice volume. It's a monthly, weekly, daily time frames. Y aquí en esta de acá usualmente tengo, aquí es donde tengo el trading. Hoy día no tengo abierta mi cuenta de trading. Este es un demo. Esto es el... ¿qué es esto? Es Chrome, ¿vale? Y esto es el OBS, el stream. Okay, y el chat a veces, este lo maximizo, minimizo. Una de estas es más flexible. Usualmente estas cartas las tengo, estos chats las tengo aquí. Esto pasa. This happens all the time, man. All the time. When you got, and let's see. Algo que estaba, something that I was checking. You know, this is dynamics, right? The market failed. The ES failed to close the gap yesterday. Now today it has reached the overnight. It has closed the overnight distributions, but guess what? Nasdaq has not. You know, maybe what happened yesterday. You know, the link that these two markets have, right? This market failing to close the gap. Now this market has not closed this distribution, which is actually very easy to do, right? It didn't, right? And there was some also rotation here after we see there is some buying coming, some bigger buying coming to the market right when right before this formation, right? Volume also we have 12,000 something. We have excess on the low side now, and but it's an area in which we have a lot of things in here. We have support, resistance. We have last. We have halfback. We have overnight distributions close. We have 6,900. There's a lot of things going on here, man. It's a lot of things. Now this is the thing that can be happening here now. We just talk about this, right? ES and Nasdaq are basically the same now. What happened with these shorts that are trapped here? What happened with this firecracker potential here? All this inventory here is still here, right? The laggard part of the market is underwater when the market opens up here in this area. But by doing so, we have overnight inventory that is long, short inventory here. When this inventory that is trapped here see the market going lower, they use, if they don't see the market going further down, they will start to cover here. They will start to cover here, right? Because this downside movement also can be a rebalancing of these shorts, or these longs that were trying to take the market higher. Now, the firecracker potential effect here is in play again. Okay, watch out this. But there's still, before doing that, the market has to deal with 6,900. We have to deal with last. We have POC here. Okay, it's not impossible, but I think what is in the way is the 6,900. It's right there. The firecracker effect can, trigger some short covering here, right? Maybe towards this area here. Same goes for the Nasdaq. Nasdaq has the potential. In Nasdaq is even bigger than the ES. Remember, when Nasdaq was doing this thing, there was absolutely nothing here. Absolutely nothing here in Nasdaq. The next thing you can see is the market actually coming back, filling this void with something, and picking a direction afterwards. Very quiet day. Clearly, very quiet day. If this day continues, it actually may end up here, right? A little bit higher than yesterday. The distribution of volume throughout the periods, throughout the days, is never the same. We have seen that now, yesterday, for example, there was huge accumulation in the first period. The day previous was in K maybe. Yeah, in K period. It's never the same. The thing here is, what do you do now? Nasdaq is about to take yesterday's high out. That high is really bad. If it continues, it would be crazy. It wouldn't be crazy to think about having a new all-time high today. Alright guys, I'm really tired here. I'm going to take a break. Actually, I'm going to take a nap here. I'm not going to be here in this market. I'm just risking myself. I'm risking myself here. Okay, unless you have any questions, I'm going to wish you have a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.